welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks and Wayno. How you guys doing? His tan is still going strong. It's good to see.
What's up,
You've been
man?
moisturizing? Yeah, like super tan.
You still tan?
It's my natural skin complexion.
Man tan. That's who you are, man.
My natural skin complexion, man. What's good with y'all though? How y'all go on vacation and ain't had no goddamn
I didn't go on vacation.
I didn't go on vacation.
Y'all gotta go
I don't know what
outside,
you're
man.
talking about.
I haven't been on vacation in 2 years.
Wow, Wayno.
Liar. That nigga's in LA every 3 days.
Business.
For work, not for
Business.
vacation.
Yeah, that's one of those workations.
Wayno's
Workation?
team no days off. I don't do that shit
I'ma
anymore.
start using that,
I gotta
workation.
enjoy life. All right, let's get into the show. Let's start with Eminem. So he did an interview with Sway. We got part 1 yesterday. I believe part 2 might be coming today. So in it, of course, he spoke about the new album Kamikaze and about why he felt the need to respond to MGK. Let's take a look.
Machine Gun Kelly talks about Eminem's daughter, whatever, right? So what the fuck? Click on it. Like, yo, why is he? Then he starts doing a press run, basically, about Haley. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, my man better chill, right? So that's not why I dissed him. The reason I dissed him is actually a lot more petty than that. Now I'm in this fucking weird thing because I'm like, I gotta answer this motherfucker.
I didn't realize he was so upset about this. Now I kind of actually want to hear him respond to the MGK diss and have them go back and forth like you wanted, Ak.
I don't think he responded. I think that was a response just explaining why he dissed him. That is a new thing. Niggas get dissed and do an interview. I think that is a new thing.
It's so funny. Just the music was really weird. And I'm not gonna lie, that bid is throwing me off, yo. The bid is really...
Too dark.
Nah, he look more mature, man. I fuck with his new look. But, I mean, the whole thing with MGK,
the new look.
I figured it was something that petty. But I think it just reiterates the point, man. Y'all gotta stop mentioning people's kids, man. Niggas will diss you on songs, throw shoes at you. You don't know what happens when you mention somebody's kid. Actually, I had to refresh my own memory about what MGK said in regards to his daughter. And of course, when, it's like hella delayed though. It's not like it was like last month or even last year.
It was like years ago, right?
Yeah, but listen, you can't forgive that. So I kind of understand it, even though, I'm not gonna lie, on the counter side, MGK provided a lot of things that I want M to answer to. Like you blackballed him? Are you blackballing a man? And I mean, if him mentioning your daughter is the reason, I don't really agree with nobody trying to blackball people, but you're not coming up to my radio station if you're talking about my daughter like that. I'm sorry.
I mean...
What's up right now?
I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why like people are rolling out interviews in parts. It's like, why you can't just drop the whole shit? Like,
you're trying to get all the views, Wayno. Come on.
On the next episode.
Nah, it's definitely M, yo.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like on the next episode of like, but I don't really care why he dissed MGK. I'm just here for the disses at this point. It's like, is he gonna diss him again? I'm pretty sure MGK, like MGK has nothing to lose. Like, he has time. Like, if anybody has time, MGK does.
He's just waiting for it.
Yeah, he's waiting for it. So.
All right, so a couple more things. He talked about why he came out with the surprise album, essentially saying it doesn't give people time to react and start with the narratives. And then he starts speaking about his catalog. So he says, quote, I have made albums that definitely probably would not be on my top list. Encore, Relapse, which I believe Encore is a better album than Relapse. This is not the first time we've heard M sort of apologize for putting out projects that he wasn't proud of. How many albums in his catalog do you guys think are very strong versus albums you could do without entirely?
Well, I question him saying even that, because as an artist, which artist really puts out projects they're not feeling? I think sometimes it might not resonate with the fans and it might not hit the way they want it to hit, but usually, like, if an artist is putting out a project, they're at least okay with it. Like, if you really think it's not good, why the fuck are you putting it out?
I mean, people make mistakes, right? You're able to look back sometimes and regret things that you did. So I don't doubt that he would have changed those projects, maybe changed the rollout. But yeah, is it good for him to keep saying that he wasn't proud of those albums?
He double-dutched a bit because he said definitely, probably. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, for real, like, definitely, probably. He should have just said, yo, like, I should have never dropped that shit. As far as albums, for me, it's just like Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers, Encore. Like, do we count the 8 Mile soundtrack? It's kind of like a compilation.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that as a full album. Then there's the Eminem show in 2002, Encore, Relapse, Recovery.
That's what it is, the Eminem show, not Encore. That's what I like more. I like the Eminem show. That's what Till I Collapse is on there and all
Yeah,
that.
so those first 3.
Yeah, his first 3 is ridiculous,
4,
and then I feel like
With a bunch of misses ever
it's
since.
a big. That's what I'm about to say. It's a big disconnect from there on. Like until I feel like I could put Kamikaze in there, mentionable with the other ones. I don't know if it doesn't mean to me what Marshall Mathers LP. That's my favorite.
What about
one.
the second one?
That's the second one,
Yeah.
Marshall
So
Mathers.
Infinite, right? That was 96. That's early. Then we're talking about commercial releases.
I didn't even
Slim
know,
Shady
yeah.
was huge. That was an
Slim
excellent
Shady,
album.
absolutely.
Marshall Mathers, excellent. And then the Eminem show was,
Eminem
was good,
show was
really good.
really good.
And then after that, I feel like is where it gets dicey for
Encores
people.
What's his last 3?
Most recent 3?
Yeah.
So before Kamikaze, of course, Revival 2017, Marshall Mathers LP2, which people
that's what I'm
didn't
saying.
love,
Okay.
right?
That's
And
what I'm
then
saying.
Recovery
Like-
before that.
Yeah, all garbage. Those are garbage. And I think he kind of realized it, man. Like, I think what used to work for him, I don't even think like he's fell off or anything. Like the shit that used to work in the 2000s, shit don't work no more.
Yeah, times are different.
He did say one important thing, which you read, and I wholeheartedly agree. Because of, I don't think he naturally rolls out anything. The rollout for Revival seems so corny and forced. Like we were all bracing for like some trash shit. Like we were like, oh, we ain't gonna like this. So as soon as it dropped, everybody gave it a light listen through, fucking trash. We just threw it out the window. This, it dropped so suddenly, and it was like you didn't know where to start or how to digest it, so you kind of had to go through the whole thing.
Right.
And then you kind of had a more open mind to it. Yes, a rollout sometimes could make you feel like, you know what, this is gonna be some trash already. And given the last couple of projects that we didn't like, yeah. And it was the first time I think people were just super vocal, even acknowledging he's a legend, just super vocal and saying, man, this is garbage, man.
Yeah, I think that's why we let a lot of shit slide as like, you know, we because nobody really contests their legends a lot. We're just like, all right, maybe he'll get it together. Maybe he'll get it together. But it was like a consistency of music that, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people did like it, but I'm talking about like for me, would I consider myself the casual Eminem fan? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I was a super Eminem fan growing up. And
I'm just surprised he didn't really just come out and say, man, listen, man, all y'all critics was tearing my ass up because I put out that trash. I really thought it was
I would respect that way
wasn't
more.
it. But I wanted to show all of y'all that how dare y'all doubt me. I put in way too many hours and years into the game for
Right.
y'all to ever not give me the benefit of the doubt, and this is what y'all get when y'all do doubt a legend like me. I respect that because that's what I thought his album was. And you know what I mean? I was like, I respect it. I respect the fact that he was listening to people who critiqued him on certain shit,
Right.
probably sitting back and like, these niggas think I don't listen or I'm that checked out?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me give y'all something to really change this narrative about me. So that's where I felt it came from. If you're not just magically dropping an album months after you dropped another album just to kinda
you didn't.
Yeah.
catch him out in the blue. No, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, when rappers, they drop a project or maybe doesn't sell good or it's not received well,
Right.
mixtape comes
Mixtape,
right
right,
after.
exactly.
Yeah, you got to change the narrative.
Yeah.
And not that he needs to change the narrative for his career or legacy, but shit, especially recent, you hear people like coming out saying that he's been whacked for the last 10 years. It's like,
which
yo,
is crazy.
you gotta let people know you dope. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I
that's
mean?
the thing. So the hard part about being a legend is that people are comparing you against yourself and you're great, right? So when he's talking about current rap, and we've heard this before, he says, I remember a time in hip hop where you had to be different from the next person or you were trash. There's a shift somewhere that happened. If it doesn't sound like everything else, then it's trash automatically. And I understand what he's saying, but the thing is, and we can all agree, no one ever doubted his rapping ability, right? It's just sometimes we feel like the music feels out of place currently.
Well,
He's
So-
lying. He's lying. That's not true.
What do you
That's
mean?
what he said. He said we used to, in a nutshell, we used to like praise people for sounding different. Now, if it all doesn't sound almost alike, we just automatically assume it's trash. No, there's a lot of different
Variety in
sounding.
rap, yeah.
There's a lot of variety in rap now.
well, I think that he's kind of speaking on like, would get somebody going quickly. Because I do agree with him where, like, you do have to have some sort of formula where you have certain types of beats and a certain type of look. I mean, look at it, right? A kid can literally have nothing, grow dreads, color them, tattoo a face, get some hard 808s and a catchy hook, and now they're on.
But they won't last. That's the thing, right?
No,
Nah,
he's
they
not
won't
even-
last.
He's not even that realm, though. He's not even that realm.
No, but he's saying today. Like,
That's what it takes to get you hot. But
Yeah.
he has to also understand that doesn't mean they're gonna have the career that he does.
No, absolutely, but I think there's a space for him to say that because there was a time like I don't see a lot of Missy Elliott's, right? Like Missy Elliott was one of the most creative, I'm not even gonna say female rappers, just creative rappers. From how her style was, rapping wise, to how she dressed, her videos, etc. It's like when she did that, she was so out the box and everybody praised it. Now it's like everybody, and we're talking about kids here. I don't think we're talking about people my age or us that are consuming the music mostly. For the kids, a lot of these artists do sound exactly the same. You can't tell the littles from the youngs and the tats
but that's my problem. Like, I don't even like when M focuses on that. That has nothing to do with M. Like, there's always that little underbelly of hip hop that all sound alike. Bubblegum rappers existed forever. When niggas started popping and doing all that little snap, pop, and roll like rap, there's a million niggas doing it. Again, now
I don't know. It was like three. It was like three of
three of them
people.
we knew, but niggas try to get on with the easy shit. That's like the lowest common denominator type of shit. Everybody's gonna get in. And I don't know if he's mentioning that because he's maybe reflecting on his own music, but your music doesn't even.
But I don't think he's saying that from his. I don't think he's saying that as to why people are not like respecting his shit. I think he's just having a general conversation about like what it is in the game, because you can talk about that. Like every rapper can make a case for it where in his time, and we always talked about this, right? Like if you was a lyrical, it took lyricism and being able to make a good song along with that. Right. But everybody who was a lyricist, they weren't alike, right? Early on. Now it's like the bar is set very low. You don't have to be a lyricist. All you got to do is fucking shoot at your friend or throw something through a window and then drop a song after you do it, and now you're lit and you're a popping artist. Yeah. No, you're not the forefront of the game. Lil Pump is not as successful as J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar. Right. But he does have a place, and I'm not saying...
But they're not even in competing lanes.
Yeah, they're not competing. I'm just saying you can talk about that.
If the Migos came on and be like, yeah, yo, everybody should have their own style except everybody sound like us, I'd be like, damn, you guys have a point. M, he's like, the people who listen to M, they probably also listen from time to time to the Littles, but like you don't, it's not either one or the other. Like, one of the things, I think what he really should have said, and that's how I look at his music. I know he was trying to frame it in everyone sounds alike. I just feel like we haven't heard a lot of growth from Eminem. That's the biggest thing. Like you have to update your sound. You don't have to sound like them. But you have to.
He's not saying that. Like, he's not. But listen, he has the right to.
It's just a disrespect issue.
It's a disrespect issue.
I think he's seeing so much disrespect and feeling. Right. I put so much into my craft and into decades in the game. How dare you guys trash me like I'm a nobody, even if my album isn't that great.
Same thing Nicki feeling. Like, damn, I did so much.
That's a struggle being
a
legend.
Be like, I'm washed.
Right.
But I feel like,
you're not always going to be hot. But it doesn't take away from your career. And I feel like he's internalizing a lot of this. And I understand. How could you not?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like I didn't see no shade in that, is what I meant. Like, I don't see no shade in that. I felt like it's like a question.
It's not shade. It's like hurt more than anything, I feel like.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And maybe it's not shade, but I feel like it should be more reflection instead of point. Like, we know that's going on. Let's talk about you. I just don't see over the last 4 or 5 albums much progression in your sound.
I don't even want progression from M at this point. That's the thing. To me, it's like he's giving me everything I needed. And it takes us into, we have a good fan question about this. We're going to keep talking about it.
I've been checked out of Eminem music for a while.
Look, let's roll the fan clip and we'll talk about it some more.
Yo, what's good, Everyday Struggle? It's your boy Mark. I wanted to know, do you think there's a best time for a rapper to retire? And if so, do you think that not retiring at that time hurts their legacy?
Mark, thank you for this question. So we've heard rappers like Andre 3000 go on record saying like rapping is a young man's game. I feel like we can agree on that. It gets harder as you age. I feel like Eminem's given us so much great content when he was young, he was raw, he was hungry. I'm not really expecting him to put out the same level of work that I got from like his early albums. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? Is there a point where you feel like an artist should retire or you start to hurt your career?
I don't believe in retirement at all. Like, I just don't believe in retirement at all because, especially when it comes to music, because that's your love. Like, a lot of these artists, from the Jay-Z's to the M's to whomever, they started rapping when they was 10 years old.
Right.
So there's never gonna be a time where they feel like they don't have the ability anymore. Now, competing is a different thing. I think there becomes a moment where you have to stop trying to compete. Like, if you have been in the game for 20 years strong, you should not be trying to compete with Lil Uzi.
That's a good point.
What I mean? Like, you definitely should not be trying to compete with Lil Uzi. You shouldn't be looking at his success as to why people are not messing with you anymore. And I think it's just levels of getting older. Now, or even Jay. Jay's not gonna have the same hunger he had when he was allegedly selling drugs or anything like that. But he did drop something like a 444, which gave us good adult content where you can appreciate his growth. Now, like you said, like when have we ever taken M serious? And this is not no shot to him, but taking him seriously as an adult man. Like we're like, well, Eminem, like we're looking at him to like teach us financial literacy. Never. He's always been playing, always been joking, and always been rapping. I just look to him to rap.
Okay. Ak, what do you think?
I disagree. I think that was, I love 3 Stacks. I think 3 Stacks is being lazy, to keep it trill.
I'm sure there's more to it. That I'm not.
I think that's part of it.
I don't think he's saying that if
I don't think, like.
I don't think he's saying you can't put out music. Period. He's saying
Adult
it's easier when you're
contemporary
younger.
rap should be a space that these legends are building upon. It's really sad that music is now being seen, and that's why you see why it's all fuck SoundCloud rap. Instagram rap is the real thing. Everybody's making rap to appeal to the 14-year-old on Instagram. That shouldn't be the case if we establish, like 444 hit a whole different demographic and lived way longer, and also wasn't you didn't have to see all the other gimmicks that was with it. You have to establish this other lane. Otherwise, as soon as these rappers hit 35, you're out of here then. Like, I would like to hear from rappers who are older. Of course, I get it. You're not going to be dropping every...
So what do you disagree with?
No, but
that's basically what
yeah,
Jay
so
said.
I like Wayno's...
No, I disagree with what 3 Stacks said.
Oh, 3 Stacks.
He says rappers, he says rapping is for the young niggas. That's
not only.
true.
He didn't say only, but it's a young man's game.
It's definitely a young man's game.
I like the point that you made. Like, you can keep dropping music because it's what you love, but then don't try to compete or feel a way about...
He absolutely is right, though, when it comes to it being a young man's game as far as the engagement. Now, this is the thing. Like, when you get older, you're not like the new 20-year-old artists. We want to see them running around, hopping out on the red carpet, doing all that crazy shit, fucking with this chick, that chick, buying new cars. And all. That's a part of hip-hop culture. The thing about it is just the hood mindset. We put such a stigma on the age 30. It's like when people that's 25 think 30 so old, and in 5 years they're 30, and they're like, well, I'm not really that old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And rock stars, they can live forever, right? They appreciate them. In hip hop culture, we throw our legends in the fucking garbage once we feel like, oh, well, he doesn't wear jewelry anymore, so why am I listening to him? We throw our legends away. Well, in our culture.
I just believe contemporary hip hop needs to be really praised and established by the legends, because contemporary R&B sell better than the young niggas when they do R&B. Like, people don't give up on R&B people or R&B like artists when they get older. They grow with them. Like, okay, now you're singing the shit we into. Also, a lot of these older artists that we supposedly give away, not because they're not trending means like people really gave up on it, whatever. Niggas still going on sold out tours, even if they gotta like link up with a couple other people, like, and they're still not arenas.
But you know what the biggest thing to your point is, there's a generational gap where the younger guys don't respect the OGs.
And they're the ones on the internet, so they're seeing all of that negative feedback and forgetting all the love that exists for them.
Yeah, it's just kind of also building that infrastructure too. But the second thing, in terms of retirement, I've always believed in entertainment, niggas don't retire generally. People retire you. When people are done with you, or when you just can't perform no more, that's when you're done. It's very few and far in between that walk away and would walk away at their peak. That's like, if it's not a cognizant decision to say, you know what, like if you're not hot and you say you're done, you're not retiring, nigga. Like, nobody checking for you. Like, it's over. You get me? But if you actually have something that's really, like, people really want and you're still walking away, that's when I call it retirement.
Right.
Because otherwise, niggas kind of get ushered out the game because your time is done. And they think they're retired when, no, nigga, you probably tried to go on tour a couple times, didn't look too good. You're like, I'm better off being at home collecting publishing checks. That's what you're doing. It's few people who retire, trust me.
I think the rap game, like in careers in the rap game, is a little bit like marriage, right? And what I mean by that is that you have to find new excitement to keep it going. And for a guy like 3 Stacks is always gonna be one of my favorite rappers of all time. If he dropped the album tomorrow, I'd be fucking ecstatic about it. The thing about it is now, it's like, with everything he's accomplished, he's won every award, you know what I mean, done so many amazing things with Outkast, and somewhat individually when they drop their, you know, double disc solo albums. What motivates him anymore?
Right.
You know,
And imagine he finally drops this album that everyone's begging for, and then everyone shits on it. How does he feel?
And the thing is like, when you can't have, like, you don't he probably has 15
But probably
albums.
doesn't even want to put himself in that position. So
Right.
look, I understand where Emma's coming from. I just hope he realizes that minus all the internet bullshit, he still has real fans out here. And like, to me, it doesn't matter if he dropped 10 more albums or no more albums. He's already cemented in my mind in his
Absolutely.
spot, and I don't need anything else. You know what I mean? But I hope he doesn't just feel like it's only disrespect out here.
One of the greatest rappers ever. The greatest white rapper ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Greatest white, the qualifiers. The greatest white
Listen,
rapper.
let's keep it a band.
Oh,
He is.
man.
Like,
How you legend?
All right, let's move on to our guy, Russ. So his new album, Zoo, is out, and he's sick of being trolled, man. He's had it with the bullshit, so he stopped by the Breakfast Club. During his interview, he called out Smokepurpp and Yung Bans. He called them clowns, said he caught one of them at a festival, and if anyone wants to respond, he has the footage. Let's check it out.
Oh. Did you see him at any festival? Did you?
Yeah, we've caught one of them at a festival. That motherfucker knows what time it is, bro.
Which one? Smokepurpp or Lil Band?
I'm gonna tell you right now. If they respond, they know what time it is, bro. I'm putting you like this. We got video too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so if they get slick at the mouth, you just put the video
I'll
out.
leak the video. You getting your ass beat. So I suggest you tread carefully. You feel me? Period. Like, is that?
yo, listen, I fuck with Russ, yo. I fuck with Russ, man. Like, I fuck with Russ. Because he's on some gangster shit.
What's up,
I
back?
fuck with Russ. What do you have to say?
He let the
Hank?
hair down, too.
I've been on both of them niggas' pages all day. Them niggas have said fuck Russ a bunch of times. Yesterday was the perfect day to say fuck Russ.
It was quiet.
Silence.
It was quiet.
It was
Still
quiet.
I'm gonna repost it today again. I'm gonna see who said it. I know who it is though. I know who it is.
Oh, really?
man.
And all I can say, that's not the first time. Here's the thing. In all reality, just like you say, anyone could just grab a pen or grab a tattoo or tat my face, get some dreads. Yo, give me a gun for the Instagram video. I'm tough. I'm a thug. Now I'm cool. I'm sipping lean, right? That's all good, but it's all a show. Because the same guy who's waving around a bunch of guns in a couple of videos, they're not like that in real life. And I've seen.
Not all of them. There is some that are, but
For the
most
most
of
part.
them,
For
yeah.
most of them, they come
most
from the
of them,
suburbs
they're
and
not. Right.
they're not even trying to be like that
Right.
in their real lives.
Right.
I've seen a couple videos, okay, they've never went public, of certain people in situations they're like, that's not the guy from Instagram I know, but that's what it is. And
When did this happen, Akademiks?
no, hold on.
Which festival?
Well, here's the particular person. I've seen other videos of them in a similar compromised position, and it was the most ironic situation because they were online saying, "Yo, man, fuck you," and I see you, I'm gonna slap you, to another person, and the person sent me the video like, "I'll never put this out, but I just want you to know," because shit, when I do my YouTube videos like covering the stories, I'm like, damn, he sounded tough. Shit, yo, he sounded tough. And I see the video, I'm like, ugh. So all I will say is that one of those individuals, I hope they start realizing that Russ he's sticking up for himself. Also, you're gonna have to see him at festivals. And clearly, I don't know who Russ is rolling with.
Russ is
This is
tired of
so
y'all
funny to
fucking
me that
shit.
Russ is the one, right?
Russ is tired of
running
y'all
down.
shit.
Bro, leave that nigga alone, bro. Leave that nigga alone.
Russ is tired of people's shit. I mean, you know what it is? I just think a lot of times this brother's just misunderstood a lot because we spoke about this on the show. It's how he looks, one, right? Because a lot of people are not gonna take him serious. They see his hair and all of that shit and his music. And I think sometimes he might just word his messages a little bit antagonizing to people, right? And they be like, you know, they have a little bit of rebellion. Fuck this dude. But I like the fact that he's not taking nobody's shit.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of another interview. Maybe it was Hot 97. He was just saying in general, enough of the trolling on the internet. Everyone's fake aggressive, but in real life.
By the way, he's been waiting to get that off his chest. After the interview here, he says, say you ain't hear no rumors? I'm like, what rumors are you talking about? He says you ain't hear what's going on these festivals? I'm like, what's going on? Like he basically
that's
had to
what
tell.
the secret
Yeah,
meeting was about?
he's like, I wanted you to ask me. I'm like, oh my bad.
Wow.
But
I had no idea Russ was running down on niggas.
No. But here's the thing though. It's the same thing with the fuck J. Cole thing. Remember when rappers like fuck J. Cole, and then you see Lil Pump and J. Cole, they're like doing interviews. I'm pretty sure if J. Cole was doing a festival and pressed Lil Pump, he'd be like, yo, dude, I'm trolling, bro. I'm trolling. You can't take a
Because
joke.
J. Cole's
Yeah,
a lot
but-
taller than you realize.
That's why the trolling shit, and because rap is totally different now. Of course, I don't want to see nobody get hurt or nothing, but like 95% of these kids couldn't last at different eras because there was no Instagram, there was no nothing. You couldn't even just grab a cell phone and just call somebody. You was getting your ass beat if you said something foul, you know, or there was tension there. and a lot of people wouldn't get booked together. But now we in an era of I'm gonna say whatever I can about you to disrespect you, and when I see you, it's just like, nah, man, I didn't really mean that. No, people have feelings, like for real, people have feelings. No matter how masculine or tough they portray to be, nobody wants to be disrespected, especially on a public forum where there's millions of people watching. They want repercussions, and just watch what you say sometimes. That's it.
Yeah, and imagine a nigga who's just saying it to. He's just trying to join the internet like, we all hate Russ, let's just say fuck Russ.
Remember, listen, the dudes, remember Woe Vicky and the other kid, they was saying fuck Snoop and all that. They did a whole video. The kid was like, man, I'm not with the shit, Snoop. He was like, I'm actually not with the shit. We apologize to you. Yeah, because you got a phone call. Like, you can't be playing,
trolling, man.
You can't be playing like that.
All right, man. Shout out to
There gotta be a
Russ.
limit, man. You can make
Shout out to
certain jokes, but when you
Russ.
saying fuck Russ or fuck
Just
whoever.
imagine Russ, like, y'all ever seen Bronx Tale? You know he's got movie
Yo,
references.
you got a movie reference.
Imagine
every
Russ, like,
day.
locking the door saying, okay, now y'all can't leave now.
No.
Now
Fuck
you
that.
can't
I
leave.
imagine Russ walking up and tying his
Put the man
bun
bun up. Let's go.
and saying, you tweet out fuck Russ. Get him.
Get these motherfuckers.
Oh man. All right,
Salute
let's
to Russ.
check out his album. It's out now.
Absolutely.
He got a pretty dope album, by the way. Zoo is kind of dope.
I haven't checked it out yet. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
All right, on a more serious note, we always have Bow Wow jokes, but he did get on Twitter to share some very important messages with fans this week. We know we keep losing rappers from overdose. We know we have an opioid problem. So he says to the youth, stop with the dumbass drugs. He's like, I'm going to let something out. When me and Omarion worked on Face Off album, I was high off lean every day. When y'all saw me on BT going off on tour, I was high off lean. He said his attitude changed. His family, friends, fans started to turn on him. That when he was on tour with Chris, he was sipping up to 7 times a day, went through withdrawal. What's up, Back? Why are you smiling? Here's Bow Wow
you
trying to tell the
laughing,
kids to
No,
stay off
I'm
drugs.
only laughing. No, this is a very serious thing.
So
And
why
I'm
you
glad he's
laughing?
coming. I'm laughing because have you ever seen the video of him going off on tour?
I don't remember this,
I don't
actually.
remember that, yeah.
And you don't miss anything
Yo,
on the internet.
he popped. It's old. It's
What
old.
did he say? What
popped
happened?
hella shit at Tory's the dude. You know that guy.
That's the afro.
He's the one who tried to play Nadeska. Don't do that again, bro.
Don't
do
worry,
that
he
again.
pulled up at a party and
apologized?
all of a sudden everything was on
You gotta give him the Russ treatment. Not playing.
I'm
Anyway. Yo, so anyway, so Bow Wow's talking shit to him, and then as soon as the dude like stands up, Bow Wow walks out of the room and tells his security guard, handle my light work. And then what?
Snooki.
Yo, handle my,
yo.
it was like
Martin.
this big security. It's like, yo, handle my light work, Big Rob, or something like that. Shit
Wait,
was
I didn't want to
Snooki,
laugh
do
in this.
work.
We're not supposed to laugh in this.
No,
It's a serious
well,
topic,
it's
goddamn.
Yo,
very
y'all gotta
serious
watch
topic.
that video.
Okay,
I wish
fine.
I wish we had.
But now we know why he was acting
fucking
crazy.
lily padded and jumped somewhere where I didn't know he was gonna
Lily-padded,
go.
okay.
So no, I do salute him for speaking on this and everything, because like these drugs are killing a lot of these young men. And like even myself, I've drank lean before, you know, a very long time ago. And it's just whack. It's whack walking around like a zombie, dazed out your mind, waking up, not knowing where you left shit. That shit is just corny. I mean, I don't understand the big affinity for all of this shit, because like I said before, Percocet, Xanax, all of that, Pfizer's not giving out endorsement deals.
Yeah, it's just pain.
You know,
it's like your way to cope with pain and struggles. And I think Russ was mentioning in one of his interviews, like, you know, Mac Miller's album came out. You guys were on Twitter talking all this crazy shit about how you didn't care about the project, and he passed away, and now we're sad. It's like we do things that hurt people. Being famous is not easy. You have a spotlight on you. You go through a lot of horrible things that the public can never know. It's a way of coping with pain. It's just not a good way of coping with it. And
We
once you
do
start,
give way too many people that pain cop out and mental illness cop out. Some of these niggas is sipping lean because that's what it is, bro.
Some of them.
Yo, I pulled up to a studio session with some artists, and I know these niggas ain't got a fucking problem in the world, man. They just start that's their way of some of their way of getting creative.
But some of it also to do with insecurities. There's a lot of reasons. I'm not saying it's an excuse.
It's a habit
I'm
for
just
some of
saying,
these
of
things.
course,
Wait,
but
I said this
okay, if I had
on
to give
another
a percentage,
topic before.
if I had to give a percentage, 20% really feeling some pain, anxiety, problems. They're mentally ill or depressed. 80% of them niggas is just turning up, and they want to portray image, and also they want to do what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Now they get addicted real quick.
Yes.
About 100% of them are addicted. But the reason why they become addicted at first, because addiction, whether you got addicted for treating something with the drug or you're taking it recreationally, it's still addiction. 80% of them niggas, they're just doing it just to kind of fit in. Like that's what people do when
That's
they get
how
in
most
studios.
drugs
You get me?
start. Like that's how most drug
Especially if
usage
we're
start.
saying a lot of them are actors, right? You're pretending to be tough on the internet. In real
Yo.
life, you're not really about that. Of course, you take drugs. I'm sure it helps you
but
fuel
this
that.
is why I said about the whole sad thing when it comes to making music, because yeah, everybody. I don't like compare people's hardships. I'm not gonna say that coming up in the hood and losing somebody is any tougher than living in the suburbs and losing somebody. We all deal with that part of life.
Right.
Now, my thing is I felt like a lot of kids who make sad music are just doing it because it's the in thing to do. Yeah. And a lot of them may not really be sad about shit. And they're using lean and all that because they see it done on a massive level. But I think that we have to stop looking at mental health as like this fucking joke, because everybody's like, oh, you got a therapist, you're crazy. But if you drink lean, you're not, to cope with your mental health. You know what I'm saying? So I think we just got to have more conversations within hip hop and just be a little bit more honest and transparent and stop judging people based on what they've gone through,
Yeah.
And whatever that cool factor of lean. Well, I don't think that'll stop.
That
won't stop.
It's hard to stop that. Like, I don't think that that's gonna stop because it looks so cool. You pour it and it changes colors and all that other shit. But ultimately, nothing's cool about fucking going through withdrawal. Like, you're a junkie, you're a dope fiend. The same opioids that's in that are in heroin.
Hey, I also take note when, I love when rappers or any entertainer comes out and they're honest about their battles with addiction. And I'm calling it addiction because most of them, I'm telling you, they ain't treating shit. They just get addicted because they were doing it recreationally. Right. But addiction is a real thing. And Bow Wow saying this, I mean, probably he was treating certain things he was feeling, but look how he was acting during that period. Meek came out and been some stuff that he was hooked on Purpp. Look how he was acting. Like, you could tell when someone starts, that's the reason why when niggas start acting too crazy or start acting out of character from what I'm used to them seeing, I'm usually saying it's drugs.
And well, there's something I had tweeted, and I didn't want people to get it misconstrued because I didn't know everything that had happened with Mac Miller, and we still waiting to see what happens with the toxicology report. And this wasn't just directed with Mac Miller's situation, but I said, like, a lot of people's homies, it might sound a little crazy the way I worded it, but I said they let their friends, like, get into shit, because you know what happens? What all of these fans don't see is when somebody lands in LA or they land in wherever and they like, yo, I can get you whatever you want. Like, you want some pills, you want that. And it'd be a rapper's friend saying that shit, like, yo, I'll go get it for you, instead of saying, nah, man, we ain't fucking with no pills, because they scared to not have their hotel room for the night.
Right.
So I think that a lot of these entourage members or homies or people who are trying to find their place within the group or the crew or gang or whatever it is, need to start looking at the person that's leading them to lead. If you know that your friend has a problem with drugs, I think that, like we spoke about addiction. Addiction is almost like a disease, right? It is a disease.
It is a disease,
It is a disease. But if you really love them and you really care for them, then confront them and do whatever it's going to take to get them off of that shit, as opposed to fueling the fire saying, yo, yeah, my man got the weed, he got the pills, he got the lean, whatever you want, we going to be lit tonight. Nah, because end of the day, when something goes wrong, then we're all sitting here sobbing.
Exactly.
And I ain't gonna lie, man, for a lot of y'all be trusting y'all dealers more than y'all trust your girl and your mama.
It's disgusting.
They sell y'all type of shit, man. Like, I seen one of the dealers do an interview on TMZ.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's like
the game
Demi
changed.
Lovato, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Like, the dealer was just talking like, yeah, I sold the fucking joint, what's up? I'm like, damn, this is ridiculous.
Because he got the complexion for the protection.
Yeah, I'm like, this is
That's
ridiculous, man.
No, seriously.
What?
Yo, listen, no dude from the hood that sold anybody, you think, nah, I ain't even gonna go there.
Yeah, no, that's
but
crazy.
No deal, anybody
The
indulging
nigga
in
sound like
any,
he was trying to sell to the cameraman.
nobody indulging in any illegal activity should be on camera talking about anything.
That's a fact.
That's just that.
All right, man. Bawa, thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
I hope people read
Bao,
that.
you a
and
legend too, bro.
understand.
We
Yeah.
need you.
Aw, heck.
Y'all gonna stop giving me faces like y'all.
I didn't say anything, man.
Bow Wow is a real legend.
We've
I want
already
Bow Wow to
confirmed
come up here.
this.
We're gonna have a great episode.
We've already confirmed this. He
Great
definitely
episode.
is.
All right. Real quick, so we got a couple more, but let's check out Nicki Minaj. Her video for Barbie Dreams is finally out. Let's play a snippet.
Had to cancel DJ Khaled, boy, we ain't speaking. Ain't no fat nigga telling me what he ain't eating. YG in the game with the hammer yelling gang gang. This ain't what I meant when I said a gang bang. Takashi won the Minaj, I said Treyway. Curved him and went to Kim and Kanye.
All right, no beef, just some music today. What do you guys think?
Cool. I like it. Nicki's very beautiful. She is. I just was looking at her, I'm like, damn, she's very
is,
beautiful.
Of course, yeah.
But That's cool. I mean, that's a great way to improvise, not being able to get all
Get
those
all
rappers
the
to come to
rappers.
set.
Although
So
that would have been amazing. I
Yeah.
did want to see Young Thug in a dressing room stealing some dresses. I would have cried watching that.
But the puppet play was
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like the video.
Does it make it easier for you to listen to the song now and not feel uncomfortable?
I'm not listening
Yeah,
to that
right.
song.
Now you're not imagining actual rappers, just some puppets. It's cool.
Cut it out. You like that song?
It's a great song.
You don't like that song?
I love it.
I can't sing along to that song. I don't
Singing
have
along and
dreams.
liking something is two totally
Yeah,
different.
every song I like, I sing along to. I haven't liked the song. I don't.
You just said yesterday that you was wearing a wig. You was ready to put on your wig and you was yas bitching when you.
Yeah, I'm watching Queen Radio.
So
nigga.
all right, so you put on in your private time you wear wigs and go along with Queen Radio,
See what
but
that
you don't
is.
sing along with her songs.
Listen,
Make up your mind,
no,
man.
No, the song is cool. It's not like my favorite song of hers.
I feel you.
You feel me?
Whatever. Let's objectify some more rappers. I'm here for all of it, you guys. What do we got next? Kanye. Kanye wants everyone to know that he is proud of Nike for their new campaign with Colin Kaepernick. I stand for giving everyone a voice. Adidas gave me a voice, and Nike giving Colin a voice on a big business level makes the world a more advanced place. Love versus fear, et cetera, et cetera. So he does not support Trump's anti-Nike, anti-Kaepernick views. That's good, right?
He don't support Nike. He just was going crazy on Nike, man. Like, I don't know, man. Turn the Kanye channel off for a bit. I'm sorry, man. Like, I mean, it's cool to give a shout out, but we know how vocal you were against Nike, right or wrong.
Hey, listen, I fuck with Kanye, especially for this. What's lost in all this is that niggas is gonna be dick riding and giving Nike all the credit. Nike's just a fucking company who's just trying to turn a profit. All these companies are like the real cause, and of course what Colin Kaepernick standing for, we support it. And of course anybody who supports him, we are inclined to support them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, these companies got no heart. Listen, if Adidas could have probably seen this being some good press, at the risk of losing some fucking profit on for their shareholders or whatever, they would have done the same thing too. So I don't really look at companies and think that they'll do the right thing ever. They're opportunists, and I'm glad that he mentioned Adidas. Like, I don't hate Adidas. I see some people like, we could support Nike because of course some people are trying to not support them, but that doesn't mean I'm beefing with no other company because I don't think none of them give a fuck about this shit. They only care about what they get out of it.
Well, I mean, that's one perspective of looking at it, but it also gives a platform for it to be spoken on very widely, right? Now, this could have been Lining. This could have been Lining, Chinese company that signed, I think they have D-Wade, or that might be a different company.
Are we
But
having some?
What the
is
fuck
this
is
screen
going on
flashing
back
or am
there,
I
man?
having a seizure?
Eminem hacking this whole complex shit.
No, but seriously, I think like I get what you're saying, but I don't like look at it in terms of that. Like, I think it's dope. Like, I like Nike as a company. I mean, I love sneakers, so it's kind of hard for me to shit on them as a company or shit on any sneaker companies because I do like their product and I've been buying their shit for years.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that Nike was willing, because everybody's not willing. You know, the most that they could lose is nothing, for real. Like, people are never gonna stop buying Nikes, right? But I think it was dope for them to support Kaepernick, and not only to support Kaepernick, but to go on and support Serena as well.
Yeah.
You know, when they told her to not wear her bodysuit. But they've always done that. I mean, when the NBA banned the first Air Jordans, right? They went on a whole campaign with that. So there is an opportunity for them to turn it into dollars and revenue, but at the same time, it is showcasing a lot of our favorite athletes in a great, like even with LeBron. They gave LeBron like the first $1 billion deal within that company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather Kanye not, instead of dick riding $2 billion companies, how about talk about the actual cause that Colin Kaepernick's standing for?
He doesn't pay attention.
He doesn't know what he's
He has
saying.
no idea. So we actually don't want to hear. Just say nothing. I'm with Wayno on this one.
Right.
Good on
Cool.
Kanye 2018.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to a fan question. One that I like because we don't talk about this guy enough. From Mr. O Fatigue, why does it seem Big Sean doesn't get credit on the show or anywhere else for consistently being one of the best MCs in the game, and he always drops fire albums? All right, so we have his discography pulled up here.
Bro,
Right?
listen, I've been riding the Big Sean is in the top 4 way for a long while.
Still?
I said I have been. Today, if somebody says he's not among that elite 3 or elite 4 or whatever, I'm not gonna kill them because the last project that he did, it wasn't something I could defend.
Which
he did
one?
the joint
The Metro one?
Yeah, he did the joint
So
one
Double
with
or Nothing
Metro.
with Metro last year. I
Wasn't it?
decided 2017 also.
I actually like that, but again, I think people are looking for. At this point, they're looking for. I hate to compare a project to another artist project, which is in his league, or I thought it was in his league, but like a damn, they're looking for that album that's kind of almost classic.
Did any of
He's
his
not as
come
good a
close?
rapper as
Did
Kendrick
any of
to
those?
compare
But I don't think
anything.
that he's a bad rapper.
no,
and
he's
that's
not a bad rapper.
why
I'm
he's
saying-
great.
Well, they're looking for his classic.
That level.
Yeah, they're looking for his.
Well,
his
Kendrick had classic.
Does anything, does Sean one, so I guess you're saying he doesn't have a classic. Did anything come close? Because to me, his best album by far was Dark Sky Paradise.
My favorite
thought-
thing,
I love that
my
album.
favorite
I
thing
love
from Big Sean is
That's
Detroit.
where I started that conversation.
Detroit is really dope, but that was a mixtape, right?
What mixtape and albums
True,
are
true.
relative to what they call it, because when somebody says it's a mixtape, they like, all right, we want y'all to take it serious, but not as serious.
So you're saying Detroit's his best project then?
For me.
Okay,
For me,
overall.
that's my favorite project from Big Sean. I like his first album, that's Finally Famous.
Right.
And I like
Hall of Fame came in 2013.
I
So
didn't
this
like Hall of
question
Fame.
exactly said that he's been dropping fire albums. Do you guys feel like the albums have been consistent? I feel like he maybe even didn't love Hall of. Was this the album with like Miley on it or something? It was like
from 2015, shit went left. You know,
What year was Click?
Huh?
What year was Click? The joint with Jay and Kanye.
That was a
15?
minute. Maybe even before
14?
that. Maybe 14.
But
Hold on.
the 2088 joint, musically, that was a little different direction. I decided was cool,
2012.
but again,
Damn, that's
I think what I meant to say is he just needs that level up album. He needs one album. He drops great singles. So every time he drops an album, he's gonna have some dope singles. He's gonna be bumping it for a while. They're gonna be top of the chart. He's gonna have a couple of those, but completely the entire body of work. We're not gonna say, damn, this is the one that like takes him. Like he's not. We need an Astroworld from him.
Astroworld. Well,
Do you understand what I mean, though?
Two totally different. Well,
No, the
I get what
level
you're
up,
saying.
the level up.
But
You
at
feel
the
me?
same
Like-
so this is just my speculation, right?
Okay.
I feel like Big Sean's personal life may get in the way of him creating his music.
Explain.
And this is just from what we've seen in the public eye, his relationships, etc. I don't know if he may be consumed with shit like that while he's making music. Because every time he does make an album, he does kind of talk about his love life, right? On these albums. And it's like a big thing within his, I wouldn't say his rollout, but
Yeah, I just feel like
we've watched him go through three relationships, right? In the past couple years, and projects come with every relationship.
It's true. It's just like for me, Dark Sky Paradise felt cohesive. The rapping was great. The production
It was
great.
good. It was
felt
really
like a
good.
great body. I feel like Hall of Fame.
Didn't meet it.
Didn't
That
really-
was Kanye mostly, wasn't it? Who like?
Dark
I
Sky.
don't know what Kanye
no,
did or didn't
I think
do
it was maybe no.
at this
ID.
point.
The worst
I
memory.
thought it was like Kanye that
Con-
really laced a couple joints on there.
Well, he was.
It
Big
felt like he was a
Sean
little
didn't
more
get a
hands-on.
7.
You can tell me though. But
Isn't Big Sean on Rock Nation now? He's not on. I don't know if he's on Good Music anymore.
But he was for a long time just sort of being shelved while Kanye was busy, it seemed like.
Yeah, I think
don't know
I
if that
believe he's on Rock
contributed to
Nation.
it, like a lack of momentum.
listen, at this point, I won't argue that there's a top 4. He's gonna be in my top 5, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking to be impressed. As a fan
He in
of
top
Big
5
Sean
right now.
Yeah. But I used to say like,
What's your top 5 right now?
we do tiers, right? We do tiers. I used to say that upper echelon tier, which everyone just says Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. I used to say, nah, my man Sean is in there.
Yeah.
Then we have another tier below that. I used to say we can't put him in as a B tier artist. He's a tier artist, but after that last project, I don't know.
The thing with Sean is I feel like, you know how you were saying Tiger just needed to come back and get one hit? I just don't feel like he just needs the right project or next few songs, right? I don't feel like he's counted out at all.
I don't think he's counted
I
out.
know he's got great songs, man. I really just think
The
it's
full
an
album, right?
Yo,
Yeah.
you get that album that people
And he has
are
it in
bumping.
him. He has it in him. That's the thing.
I think it's coming.
Yeah.
think it's
I
coming.
want it. I definitely want it.
He's one of my favorite artists where like I always give him that benefit of the doubt.
Every
like,
time.
The next one is it. And if it's not it, damn. The next
Still
one is
coming. Exactly. He's good, man. He's talented.
He's very
funny.
talented.
Like,
He's
I
very
think,
he could rap his ass
Yeah.
off. I feel like whenever you put him on those little crew songs, maybe 5 or 3 people, he can always stand out. He always can make a hit record. But as far as like album cuts and him giving us something that we're gonna fully remember for a long time, he just hasn't met that. And that may be, I think that he thought the shit with him and Metro was gonna be a really great idea, which ultimately it wasn't.
Well,
it didn't perform well.
Well, that was supposedly him showing like he still had that hunger. And while I thought he was trying to do that. Like the nigga disappeared ever since. Well, yeah,
Is he supposed to do an album with Janae Echo too?
Another one?
I don't want to hear that. That's what I do not want to hear.
So they dropped one in 2016.
The 2088 albums.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's part of the problem? We didn't want to join
But that was
album?
my theory. That was my theory that that his personal life may seep. And I don't know. I don't know Big Sean. I'm just saying, like, for
To me, that's a different audience when he hits that.
Yeah, it is a
I mean, that's
different audience. I'm just saying, like, what he goes through in his life kind of probably seeps into him. Like, you got to remember, going to the studio, all of these things, before you get there, you got a bunch of shit that you're doing. And I feel like he might just get consumed with other things. That's why he hasn't really locked in on the music where he's gotten to the place of a lot of his peers.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what he does in his spare time. Like, that nigga just disappears. I be wondering where he at. I don't know, man.
We'll see.
But hopefully the music's coming as fire.
We're waiting for it. I'm glad he didn't get actually caught up in the good music 7-song
Yeah, me
track
too.
like mess. Maybe we're better off for that. All right, so real quick before we go, one more quick topic. So Mac Miller, according to Billboard, streams of his music have increased 970% after he died. So that's amazing. Fans are consuming the music, and they're also signing a petition to have Blue Slide Park in Pittsburgh renamed after him. But apparently there's going to be some legal holdup. So the mayor, Bill Peduto, told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, quote, "There are strict rules on naming of public assets within the city now. I believe it's 3 years after someone has passed it. You can then name something after them." What? So he said this was basically done in order to not have politicians naming things after themselves once they're still in office. Huh? Can we just change this rule and like get this park named after him? This is not about the politicians.
Yeah,
but
I mean, just speaking on Mac Miller, I mean, Jadakiss said this years ago. He said, you know, that rappers get better promotion. You know, he also, and then I think J-Rock said Instagram is a dead man's best friend.
Ugh.
Like, for real, because it's like once something tragic happens and everybody's like, oh, let me go back, let me, you know what I mean? And they wasn't giving them that same energy or that same engagement when they were here.
Yeah.
Fortunately enough, though, it is solely based on him passing away that these streams are increasing, but it's good that more people are getting in tune. I'm never mad at people catching on late as long as they catch on.
yeah, I mean, I went back
Yeah.
the day we like heard the news and, you know, just wanted to like listen to
He was a
everything
very
again.
talented young man. Like I said, like he lit up the room every
He
time.
really did.
I never seen him not smiling.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Just a great guy.
Yeah, I felt his music definitely fell on deaf ears that last project because it came out on a week that we were anticipating. Was it Nicki?
yeah,
And
Travis, it was around that same.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of
moment.
stuff
There's a
going
lot
on.
yeah.
But I see a lot of people have gone back to check it out and also his previous stuff. I mean, that's the thing about musicians, you know what I mean? Like in other fields of entertainment, sometimes when you pass, there's not much fans can go back to really regain that memory. And
Yeah.
the music for, you know, like for him, for X, it lives forever. And he does make music where you can enjoy for years to come. So hopefully, you know what I mean, through the music, people will still celebrate his life.
Yep.
Because, again, after we mourn, we got to celebrate the contributions to music.
Exactly.
You know, I'm wondering if the internet probably has any more songs with him because they had a really dope song with him on like I think that's their first album on the internet.
Yeah.
They had a dope record with him. So hopefully, you know, we can, you know, just appreciate it more. You know, it's unfortunate. It's so many young brothers that lose their lives, not only to, you know, because we don't know what it is. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's just unfortunate that he lost his life so young.
Yeah.
And hopefully, through his music and through his appreciation, we could keep his name going.
Yes. Check out the petition online if you want to sign. Hopefully they can rename the park.
Yeah, what's up with the 3-year thing? Like that's
Politics. Let's change the
I
rules.
kind of
guys.
understand that because some of these little egotistical Kanye-like politicians, they would have probably been like,
Kanye-like
man,
politicians.
we naming all these joints after me. I'm good.
Yeah, but it's just like, why does it take so long? Like, we can get everything instant. You can get chicken nuggets instant. You can get everything so instant.
Well, you know what though? And this is the thing too. Like, I mean, even though I agree, I would love for it to be named after him immediately, but sometimes you got to figure out if niggas are prisoners of the moment. In 3 years, y'all gonna feel the same, or we just rocking because this week this is like the hot
Nah,
thing.
he's a
It's
hometown hero. They have
Question.
to.
Well,
that
that's
park
what-
is where he's from.
Yeah, he's from
isn't it-
Pittsburgh. Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
so
named one
I-
of his projects after it.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it
mean,
just makes sense.
3 years without me, like I'm not gonna sit here in front like I was this big Mac Miller fan. I'm not. But if he's from that neighborhood, he named a project after it because I would never have heard of the Blue Slide Park if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Why not? It doesn't matter if I feel that way 3 years from now. What does it mean to the locals? What does it mean to those people there?
Yeah.
You know?
All right, let's see if it happens.
Michael Jordan ain't from Chicago. He got a statue in Chicago. I mean, he won
Man, he brought
championships.
some championships there, man. Come
He
on.
did, but he's not from
Mac
there.
Miller brought
You know
some
how much
championship
money
rings
he
home for
brought there?
Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, but and look, and when he became an owner or like had ownership, he went to North Carolina where he was from. So it's
I don't think they dropped a statue like while he was still on the court.
Nah.
They gave him a couple years, bro.
Yo, you want a statue in like Jamaica one day or something? Spanish Town?
Listen,
Can you imagine pulling up to Jamaica and
you
see
go
a
like this.
statue academic?
A statue academic just be here like this.
He's gonna be wearing a shirt that says data.
Right.
Just figure out how
Chat nigga statue.
Just figure out how to keep me here. I'm cool with the statue. Keep me here.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.
Peace.